Even I cannot get it up for this guy. Too white, too fat, too old.
Here we go with the real King Vegeta deck, you know, didn't get eroded. Much better, right? Activate main once per turn. Choose one card from your life, add it to your hand, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one red or green Saiyan, or King Vegeta's Dynasty among them, add them to your hand and shuffle your deck. Pretty good top 5 search for most things in the deck. Permanent, you cannot include non-Saiyan battle cards in your deck. So it looks like we got a Saiyan army over here. No, here's the fun part, the Awaken. You know now leaders are starting to awaken turn 2. They're pretty efficient at awakening. Just early on, they can self-awaken. They got other ways to awaken. Here's the only way this leader awakens. When you have a King Vegeta's Dynasty in your battle area and 3 or more energy, you may draw one card and switch one of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. You don't know how many games I have not been able to awaken because I have just had bad luck on finding the field. Flip them over, too much shine, activate main once per turn. You can choose one of your red or green Saiyan cards in your battle area, place it in the drop area. If you do, you draw one card, and this card gets plus 5k for the turn and double strike. Pretty good. And choose one of your battle cards with the energy cost of 2 or less, play it with the skills negated for the turn, and then draw one. That's usually what you're going to do until you want to finish. I guess we got to get off the leader before the webcam explodes. Now you're saying, what the hell's this deck? What is this field? I didn't play before Unisons. Well, that field's out of the deck. Fuck that field. We got the better field now. Return of the King. This is the boost the deck got back in 1904. And it's energy exhaust field. Permanent. This card is also treated as King Vegeta's Dynasty in all areas, so you can search for it. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, your red King Vegeta leader can activate its Awaken skill. There we go. We got through the whole part where I need to wait for 3 energy and a field, but I still need a field regardless. It doesn't matter. If I can't find this card, I am not awakening. And yes, that has happened to me. Auto. If your leader is red King Vegeta, when this card is placed in your battle area, choose one red or green Saiyan with an energy cost of 2 or less in your hand, play it with its skills negated for the turn, then draw 2 cards. Pretty nice. It's just kind of replacing itself and replacing the card in your hand. You get a swing with a beat stick. We got a couple of beat sticks in here. Activate battle once per turn. If your leader is King Vegeta, use one red or green multicolor card from your drop area and combo with it with its skills negated for the turn. Now that's a really good effect, and it does help with keeping you alive in this deck and pushing just more pressure because you're going to do that on both turns. Why wouldn't you? It does also help build Z energy, even though I'm not really using the Z deck. As for a multicolor card that you want to combo, of course, we're going to start off with a super combo here. Nappa Demolition Man. You're going to combo him twice. You're going to be really aggressive with him. You can even swing with him if you want. You're not really going to unless you're like trying to go for a game and they got 0 cards in hand. You're like, oh, okay, I can swing here and combo 1 card and push 15k damage. He's here because I can triple combo. I can combo him on my first attack, combo him from the battle area, my second attack, and a third attack, I can combo from the drop area again. And if I really need the Z energy, I can put them in there, or I just keep them in the drop area so I can keep using that activate battle effect. That's why we're running 4 copies, so that I can always have a Nappa to combo. And now getting into the chain. Like I said, for you newer players, you're going to be like, what the hell are these cards? For anybody that played back in the day when these were running shit, we're playing Veggies in this deck. So Saiyan Teamwork Kaba. Permanent, while this card's in play in your battle area, decrease the energy cost and specified green cost of Caulifla and Kale cards in your hand by 1. When you play this card, look at the top 10 cards of your deck, choose one Caulifla or Kale, add them to your hand. If the chosen card was a Caulifla, you can play it instead. So let's look at some targets for this card. The one you want to hit all the time is Bold Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, whatever the hell you want to call her. She has an evolve for basically 3 energy on a Caulifla card. You're not going to do that. Auto, when this card is played, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose one of your Universe 6 cards with 15k power or less among them, play it, then shuffle your deck. Now you're thinking here like, wow, you can loop the Kaba and the Caulifla, like you can just play him to play her to play him again. No. This Kaba and a couple other of the Universe 6 Saiyans don't have the Universe 6 tag. They kind of are just Saiyan and Alien. These other ones came out with the first theme booster, the Tournament of Power, and they got the U6 tag, so you can only grab those specific ones, which I'll show now. Next being Sister Attack Kale, so you can grab her. She's a decent target. Auto, when this card attacks, if you have another Universe 6 in play, in your battle area, you get to draw 1, and this card gets plus 5k power for the turn. So she's a 15k swinger that gets to draw 1. Pretty good. The next one is also a Kale. This one is kind of your backup. You don't really want to grab her. She's more used for her play effect than to get another body on the field. Before, these things used to be busted, having free blockers, but they get cleared really quick in the meta. Basically, if I have a cauliflower in my battle area or leader area, I can play her from my hand without paying her energy cost, and she's just a 5k blocker. I use her more so for fusion pieces in this deck. I'd say the ones you want to grab would be either the Kale or the impeccable Super Saiyan Kaba. I don't know where to put them right there, sure. Permanent, this card can attack battle cards in active mode, and your opponent can't activate counters against this card's attack. That's super strong. Auto, when this card attacks, if your leader is a red Saiyan, this card gets plus 5k for the duration of the turn, so it's a 20k beat stick that can still be played out because his original power is 15k. I think he's super good. He does help you close some games sometimes just because he can't be negated. We all know and love cards that can't be negated. Now on to more of the non-U6 Saiyans. So we are going with 4 Unstoppable Ambition Super Saiyan Caulifla. She has 2 permanents. Your battle cards can't be KO'd by your own skills, and your battle cards can't be placed in the drop area by your own skills. It does mess with your leader's ability to pop stuff, so you gotta watch out when you have her on the field. You can't grab her off of the cauliflower. Obviously, she's 20k and she's not a Universe 6, but you can free play her off Return to the King because her auto is a hit or miss depending on when you're playing it. Choose 1 card from your life, add it to your hand. You have to choose one. So when you're playing it off Return of the King, you're playing with its skills negated. You're just able to draw 2, play a 20k beat stick, and then just swing face. So I think she's super cool for that. And then she also wouldn't have her permanents on, so you can just nuke her after, give your leader double strike, draw a card. There's a lot of things you can do. And you can also play her off the leader with her skills negated as well too. That's why I have her in the deck at 4, just because she's kind of the target I want to play for free, just to be a 20k swinger, and I'm drawing one off of either the field or leader effect. Next up, Hidden Awakening Kale. 3 of her. She comes out rarely in games. Critical. When you play this card, choose one of your battle cards and KO it. Then choose any number of your opponent's battle cards which total cost adds up to 5 or less and KO them. Anytime you hear total cost, that means they got a whole board of tokens. Gone. And then when this card attacks, if you have 5 or less cards in hand, you get to draw 1. So it can bring your hand back up in size. Usually the way I'm playing this is if I have 2 Saiyan Teamwork Kabas, because they're permanent stack on each other, so she's only a 2 cost in hand, so I'm able to free play it off the leader or do anything of the sort because she's also removing the specified cost. So if I had 4 Kabas, I could free play her, which is hilarious. Okay, now to cap off the whole U6 engine here, we are doing our little boss monster here, Saiyan Onslaught Kefla. Union Patara for 3 red energy. It does suck that it's 3 red specified because you kind of are playing between red and green energy here, especially if you want to get Saiyan Teamwork Kaba out as soon as possible. The most efficient way would be to use your red-green energy, which we do have the check land later on in this list, but this is the weird balance where she comes in where it's just like, I don't know, she doesn't come out too often in the games, but when she does help a lot. Basically, she's Deflect Dual Attack. When this card's played using Union Patara, or attacks, draw 1 card, and this card gets plus 5k for the duration of the turn. So basically, the turn she's played, you're drawing 3 cards, and she's getting plus 15k, which is awesome. She does have Deflect too, which is okay. She's a 5 cost, so it's whatever. Next up, another heavy hitter. 4 drop here. You saw it in the Bardock list. I love this card from the Trio Saiyans. I need to play that deck. Activate main 1 red energy. If you have a red Saiyan card in your battle area, play this card from your hand, place the chosen card under it, and then limit 1. Place 1 card from under this card to the drop area. When this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 30k for the duration of the turn. You know, clear something on board, and you're doing it through minusing, so that means you open a window to play SS3 Son Goku One-Hit Wonder. Once the power of one of your opponent's battle cards gets decreased, slap him down for free. Another 15k beat stick, and you get a drop area effect where you can pay an energy and then minus something by 5k. I'm never really doing that. Another tech card in here. Vegeta Royal Evolution. I need to restand my leader. I already gave it double before. It's going to blank out double, but it's still going to give him that 5k boost, as well as the 5k boost from the Royal Evolution, and I get to restand him for 1 red energy. It does help close out game. Anytime I'm playing an aggressive red deck that kind of doesn't draw super heavy, I like to throw in the Vegeta Royal Evolution. It does some damage. Now into some multicolor cards. Since this is a red-green deck and we can search up red or green Saiyans, we're throwing in more SSB Gogeta Resonant Explosion. Double Strike Arrival red-green for 1 red energy. When he's played, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards 4 or less and KO, and you can't play this card for the turn. I think right now, the way Z decks are, with a lot of them having just Deflect, not having Barrier, and 4 cost in a Z deck, that's a super heavy card. So Gogeta comes down and say, no, let's relax. I don't know. I still really like him. Another red-green card we're throwing in is Son Goku Unwavering Conviction. Same thing, Arrival red-green, but it's a green energy this time. It's also double strike. but he has an activate battle where you can place up to 1 card from your opponent's combo area into their drop area. You can choose up to 1 of your unisons or battle cards other than this card and gets plus 5k power. So he's more of the, they're both kind of defensive. This is when they're swinging the 4 costs, you can just pop it. This one is, oh, you're comboing a lot here? Send your super combo to the drop, and then I'll give whatever card you're attacking plus 5k. As for having red-green stuff, we are running the check land here. Broly Demonic Origins. Basically, if I have a red-green multicolor card in my energy, I can negate his energy exhaust skill and then just charge him. So, kind of turn 1 if I have 2 fields in hand, because I've done this where I've only had 1 field and I've never found another one for the rest of the game. I charge the field, and then I charge him after. But you're only doing that if you can guarantee you have a field to awaken after that, because don't risk it. This is a red deck that I built. I'm a fucking fool. All gas, no brakes. We're running 1 testing the opposition. Yeah, we're only keeping this list at 50. Yeah, we could up the number. I don't give a fuck. 1 testing the op, and 1 King Vegeta's imposing presence, because, you know, it's the boys. Still, I'm not gonna buy another one. I don't give a fuck. I pulled this one. That's all we're having. And then Bardock Awaken Instincts, we have 2 of them. Like I said, we can only run sand, so that includes our Overwhelm too. And then we're just able to filter, draw 2, put 1 to the drop, and then we have a 20k swinger as well. Right here, secret slot. This is another one I'd probably throw Pan if I had it. As you can see, we're in a different timeline now, and you know where I just said I don't have Pan Xeno SCR? The fucking Mad Lad, Alexander, Floopy, whatever you want to call him, fucking sub on Twitch, sub on YouTube, absolute killer, fucking sent me this in the mail. I want to thank him. He had a fucking amazing note in there, and I know the webcam is just being pissed with the SCR right now, but wow. Yeah, shout out to him. Fucking amazing player, and I just want to shout out his generosity and just like, literally just said, I'm just sending you a card, thanks for making content, and yeah, I'm speechless. This motherfucker. He knew I wanted to run. Dog, what the fuck, dude? I was just talking about this. I literally made a deck list before stream, probably at 2 or 3, talking about how I'd run Pan. Jesus Christ, dude. This man sent me a whole ass fucking SCR. Dude, okay, someone fucking clip this or something, man. Thank you. And yeah, I'm throwing this in all the aggro decks now. She's instantly got a home in these decks. As for Z deck, kind of like the Bardock deck profile. I don't think I've ever touched my Z deck. It can definitely generate Z energy really fast, but Rush Attack Vegeta, he's nice. You can make him basically a dual attack double strike barrier. Well, he swings once, and then you can make him double strike barrier, so you're really trying to push for 3 damage. Not bad for 2 energy, you just need a lot of Z energy, which is easy to build with Return of the King. You just got to make sure that you have Nappas to spare in your drop area. You can also go with the Defender of Life. I didn't put any ratios, I'm just showing the cards that I threw in here. You want to burn them for a damage, and then get double strike barrier swing off. Be my guest. Cool, because red-green, you can run the SS Broly, the Demon Revived. You're not going to get the permanent, though, because it isn't a Broly leader, but you still get the combo effect, where if your hand's lower than 4 cards, you're able to draw one, and you can still do the Activate main, where you can make them pitch cards. So, very situational, but you can end games with him if your opponent's at 1 card in hand. You're just like, oh, play him down, ditch one of my own cards, you're going to have to discard that card, buddy. And then you also can throw in the SSB Vegeta, Surmounting the Impossible. It's not going to help you awaken, because the field is the only way you're awakening in this deck, but if you want access to more energy, maybe if you want access to more life, if you really can't awaken, you're like, oh damn, even though the front side of your leader takes life, it's okay. He's in there. You're not really using a Z deck. It's just there for the intimidation factor, basically. Yeah, so you guys wanted to see the deck list. Here it is. I don't know why you wanted to see this deck list. It's definitely goofy. If you want to see more goofy lists, I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I really appreciate it if you do. And for all you guys crying about King Vegeta being eroded and it got ruined, this deck never got a chance.